Guys, in this episode, I'll be talking about some altcoins that you guys can probably watch out in this dip. And you guys can currently see that the whole market is trading green. And in my last video, the whole market was completely, or I would say deeply red. But see, according to the dump that we've seen, this bounce is actually next to nothing. Why? Because let's say if I have a jumping ball in my hand and if I'm trying to throw that towards gravity, where gravity pulls it towards the floor, and once it bounces, the next bounce of that jumping ball is not as strong as the way the first bounce was. The similar thing is happening in this market. When you look at the dump, the market is dumping 20%, 10%, and I'm talking about majors like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And when I talk about altcoins, they are dropping 30% or way more than that. But when it comes to the bounce, they are just pumping somewhere around 10% or 15%, maybe that too on a weekly time frame. But let's not talk much about that and start the video. So yeah, this is the heat map or the current heat map of this market. And yes, all coins have bounced back by 5 or 10%, but there's something that I would like to show you guys, and that's where your interest is going to get simply drawn over to. But if you look at the current market capital, then it has increased a little, and you guys can clearly see, I think somewhere around 400 billion or 500 billion has been infused. Not 400 billion, rather, it's 3 or 4 billion dollars which has been infused inside the market. Yes, this is another thing that you guys need to notice. The fear and greed index, the market sentiment, especially when I talk about retailers, it's completely negative and bearish. So, yes, this is a good time if I talk about from an accumulation perspective, but at the same time, not every crypto that you see in a huge dip is good to accumulate. So, make sure that you guys are aware of that. So, yeah, on a 24-hour time frame, Bitcoin is up 2%, Ethereum is up somewhere around 2%. BNB has bounced back good 4%, 5% for rest of the altcoins. Dogecoin jumping 7.5%, 12% for Shiba Inu. Just like the way they drop, it's the same way for their pump as well. Muir is 5%, Matic again 5, and yeah, it keeps on going. Pepe 9%, another meme coin. So yeah, that's about it. Now the important thing that I would like to show you guys is here. So all you guys need to do in order, let's say if you guys want to just hop onto this and understand what is exactly happening, you guys can simply open CoinGlass, go to the liquidation part, and then open liquidation map. Then you guys will be able to see this user interface. The second chart is the one that you guys need to see. The current price is right here at $57,200, which is this red mark. There, just notice one thing. When I talk about cumulative longs, just up to $63,000 cumulative shorts, I would say, the liquidation is ranging somewhere around $6 billion. And when I talk about cumulative longs liquidation, it's somewhere around $2 billion. See, whenever a short is going to get liquidated, let's say you have a short order, okay, and your liquidation is somewhere around $62,000 and you've placed a short order at the current market price. Fair enough. What will happen if you get liquidated? See, when you get liquidated and if you have a short sell or a short order, when that order is going to get executed, that will be converted into a buy order. And once that gets converted into a buy order, what is the thing that is getting impulsive? It's buying on the demand side. So buying gets excessive when compared to the supply. This triggers another impulsive move towards the demand side or towards the bullish or upside. This is what's going to happen in my opinion. So yes, we can hover around here. Let's say take out some more liquidity, maybe from 52 or $53,000. If not, we can simply start moving up again and at least clear out or take out some liquidity from the short side, because once they get liquidated, there's going to be an excessive demand towards the upside and all of their orders are going to get converted into the bullish side or the buy side. That's about it, and this is an important part that you guys always need to notice. And the other one is Bitcoin volatility history. I forgot to share this in my last video, but yes, if you guys want to understand this, I would highly recommend you guys to take the 60 days time frame and always look at the price volatility, because whenever you see a dump here, no matter whether it's towards the bullish side or towards the bearish side, you will always see a significant rise here. And whenever this rises, there's always a good bounce or a good dump inside the market. When I pointed this out the last time, I could not, post this, but if I would have posted this, I could have correlated easily because Bitcoin dumped a lot post this. Anyways, let's talk about altcoins now, and I am considering Ethereum too in this analysis because it's very important to consider Ethereum as well. So yes, I'll just remove my drawings from Ethereum so that you guys get a clear view. See, when you guys look at the current chart of Ethereum, all you guys need to understand, and from an accumulation perspective, is going to be one thing, that's this level. My charts are again going to come back with drawings, but yes, this whole level or this whole zone, I would say, from ranging from $2,700 to somewhere around $2,900. Don't rush for accumulation, rather find conservative spots where you guys can easily accumulate things or cryptos or anything that you want to do. The same goes with stocks as well. Okay, this is the first range, and this is another range or the biggest order block, I would say even a weekly order block, that led to the whole impulsive move the last time. And this happened back in, I just built my laptop in the middle, and this happened back in 3rd Feb 2024, this year only. So you guys can clearly see right away from $2,000 to $4,000. That's almost 100%. Okay. Watch out these two zones and make sure, let's say even if you guys are accumulating now, it's still a very good point and a good range to accumulate Ethereum at. Make sure that you're sitting 50-60% cash for this, this scenario, which nobody is currently thinking about. This is all about Ethereum. Now I'll start with some strong goals. I won't be talking about all the altcoins because I don't think there's a point of accumulating a lot of altcoins in this market scenario where majors are currently moving up and rest of the altcoins are completely getting new. So yes, this is Aptos. When I talk about Aptos getting unlocked, I think it's a complete market supply. Whatever cryptos or the supply is there inside the market, it's completely full and there is no unlocking of Aptos in my opinion. I don't think they are completely up with their supply. If there's some new supply still coming in for Aptos, I think from a fundamental perspective, Aptos is nice and its blockchain is strong. From a transaction perspective too, yes, Aptos says that it can do somewhere around 10,000 transactions per second. They've not seen that much traffic. However, it is capable of doing that. That is what their CEO says or their dev says. So from a technical perspective, if I want to talk about Aptos, even a basic person who does not understand any market structure shift or let's say an internal range liquidity, it's quite normal to understand that this whole displacement and this whole imbalance got completely again imbalanced by this small consolidation. This was the consolidation range, and again we started to come back to the same point of release which was there inside Aptos. So this is the same range, exactly this. You can probably take this out as well. Why? Because you can see some excess price movement. People will be keeping their buy limit orders here, stop loss here. Market can go down here, take out some more liquidity, that excess price, and move up again, and that's going to be a manipulation. Okay, so the accumulation part, the manipulation part, and then comes the distribution part. So it's like the power of three, which is basically going to happen probably in my opinion. From a technical perspective, if you guys are willing or if you guys are interested in accumulating Aptos, I have always been bullish over Aptos and I am still going to be. The range is going to be somewhere around, let's say, $4 to, we can consider $6. This can be a first trade where you guys can think about accumulating. If it's a new position, 50%. Let's say if you guys have already accumulated Aptos, if you guys are following me and I was always bullish on Aptos, then make sure that you guys are, let's say, left with $10,000. You guys are not adding anything beyond $3,000 to $4,000. Keep that 60% cash for a very uncertain scenario. Let's say Bitcoin goes back to $40,000. Okay, this is about Aptos. Now, when I talk about selling, yes, you can think about selling it at this range, and that level is going to be somewhere around $10 to $11. And if you see this breaking out, the structure getting shifted, let's say you see Aptos moving like this, coming back for a retracement and making or breaking these highs again. if that's what Aptos is going to do, you can still keep hold, you can still hold Aptos if you want to, if your horizon is big as well at the same time. If you guys are thinking about swinging it, then you guys can probably aim for $10, and the next range you guys can clearly see is $20. Now, the second one is going to be Arbitrum, and I am going with Arbitrum. So I had a long entry here and I posted it everywhere and it did not work out, and I exited Arbitrum. If you guys are following me on my Telegram, I exited Altcoins because I could see that there's going to be something unexpected happening, and that is what happened. So if I talk about something on the left side, you guys, or we probably don't have any, a lot of history to look at, but yes, see, from a price action perspective, when you don't have anything on the left side, it's quite obvious that you guys need to, filter out your time frame and go down to a smaller perspective, probably the 4-hour chart or a 1-hour chart. When you guys look at the 4-hour chart, you guys can clearly see price got completely bashed over here. Now we are waiting for two things. First, you know, I just want a consolidation like this to happen and on a tighter range. I am not looking for something quite quick, neither am I looking for quick money here. And if you guys are willing to make a very, overnight quick money, then it's probably that guys can skip out this video. I am not here to, talk about quick money. And I don't believe in that as well, as long as you guys are swinging. If you are scalping, then it's going to be something quite different. So yes, I am waiting for this whole zone reaction. I want to see how the price reacts from here. Let's say if we react down and if we start to make a base here, I would like to see some consolidation in a range, and that range is going to be very good because until and unless price goes on in a discovery mode, and that discovery mode is nothing but a consolidation mode, you guys won't see or you guys won't benefit out much because these are very highly manipulative scenarios. If you guys enter here, you don't know whether price is going to come down here, or let's say even if you guys are poking out here or pricing or aiming for this zone. Let's say if the price goes here, what if it comes down again and your horizon was quite big? Yes, from an accumulation perspective, if I want to talk about your horizon being too long, you guys can easily accumulate Arbitrum here if it's a fresh position, and if it's not a fresh position, then probably think about accumulating Arbitrum here at this current price or this current aim. Just mark this zone out. You can probably think about accumulating Arbitrum 20 to 30% and nothing beyond that, because yes, Arbitrum can test the same range again where it took liquidity from. So let's say it goes up, comes back down a little, and that's where you can start thinking about accumulating more and more Arbitrum to keep adding your size. Do not accumulate much or do not size up much on your losers. That's what I would like to say. The third crypto is going to be Atom, which is another strong crypto project. And if I talk about Atom, the zone is already marked. I am still waiting for this zone to be triggered. Let's say if this zone is not going to get triggered, it does not matter. Do not think that no, until and unless this zone gets triggered, I won't buy before this. No, it's fine. As long as you see Atom trading it from this range of $5 to $6, punch in an order of 20 to 30% of your whole fiat, keep that rest 70% free in this market scenario, which is as of now not certain, and you can probably wait out for that to play out. If you see Atom trading around $4 to $5, accumulate or execute that rest 50%, still stay 20% cash. I currently am still sitting cash. I am more or less not left with much cash, but yes, I am still sitting somewhere around 100k cash just to accumulate Ethereum. So you guys see how this plays out. That's all about it. And this third one, see, AVAX, I am going to vouch for AVAX, okay, but since this is a last cycle crypto, I am not, talking about AVAX much. The same goes with Atom too. But if you guys are willing to accumulate AVAX, then yes, this is a clear zone that I will be watching out, and you guys can probably do the same as well. So price is already tapped inside this zone, and wait for some good consolidation, even if you guys are aiming for $41 or let's say this zone of $37 from a swing perspective. From an accumulation perspective, in my opinion, you can probably look for another good cryptos that's more scalable and can add more value. The second one is going to be Boom. So book of meme. So meme coins are quite hot right now. The current zone looks good to me, and it's from somewhere around 0.0065 to 0.0078. So these meme coins have set a decent name, I would say. There are 5 good meme coins in the market right now. Anything under top 200 is going to be good. Don't go for new meme coins. Why? Because new meme coins tend to rise a lot, and then you see that post aftermath move, which completely brings down your portfolio to zero, or let's say, I would say, a quarter% or whatever it is, because they evaporate 90 to 95% of your value, and then you're left with nothing. So yeah, Book of Meme is this crypto that you guys can watch out. If you guys see Book of Meme at this range or lower than this, plan out your entries. Make sure you are accumulating things in parts. Okay. The other crypto, I think I have a lot on my list, and I'll just talk about Injective, Near, and Solana quite quickly. Does not mean that the cryptos that I have on my list and I have not talked about are bad. They are good as well. I try to cover all of these out in another video. See, you guys need to understand one thing that I was talking about. This was this whole zone of distribution. Here comes a small accumulation, and then again comes distribution. So back to back distribution followed by another accumulation, and here comes another distribution. Now price is trying to build a decent amount of base at this range. If price to do, price trying if price is trying to do that, try to observe how price is reacting. If it's again doing the same, we can see it coming down to the same point of origin where it threw up the price to $50 from. But if you see Injective consolidating your, it's a very strong project. Please do consult your financial advisor and do not take any of my trades from a financial perspective. Do your own research as well. In my opinion, it's very strong and it's very fundamentally strong as well. Make sure that you guys are waiting for a good accumulation. You guys can start seeing, or you guys can probably look for an accumulation on a 4-hour perspective as well. Wait for the same range to be taken out, and then look for a good base to be built, and then start thinking about positions. But for someone who's thinking about value investing, yes, $18 to $20 can act as a very good range if you have a perspective or a time frame horizon of 6 months to a year. First, second, if you guys see this trading from $10 to $15, that can act as a second demand zone for you guys. And that's all about Injective. I want to talk about price targets, then you guys can easily aim for this range, which can be taken out very soon. And even if we see a reaction from this zone, you guys are easily chipping somewhere around 50%. And I think it's completely fine even if you score 50% on a 6 months time perspective or a time horizon. Yes, the other one is going to be Near Protocol. Near Protocol has, I would say the price action has been tremendously very good. Near Protocol from its recent highs, it was trading around, I think, $5.6, and yeah, it's just 15 to 20% down. And from its recent high that it made, or the swing high, it's only down 44%, while rest of the cryptos were down 60-70% as well. Yes, Near Protocol is something that you guys can watch out, because this was the last swing high that it made as well, and post that we saw a good distribution, and post that we saw some accumulation as well, and again Near pointed out this high. This is a good zone for Near. If you guys are probably looking to accumulate Near, this whole zone is good, ranging from $4 to $4.5. It's a safe zone from a swing perspective and from an accumulation perspective too. The second zone for me is quite conservative, and it is ranging from $2.4 to $3.2. This can be the second zone where you guys can accumulate most of your allocation. Let's say if you are allocating 20% as of now, 70% allocation can be done here. Why? Because the current market is in an uncertain scenario. Even if I am currently bullish from a price action and from a fundamental perspective, I would still stay prepared for the worst. Let's say something happens that we've not even figured out yet. So yeah, that's all about Neo. The last one is going to be Solana. And yes, this is going to be the biggest bet. If let's say I had more and more money, I would have infused a lot of money in Solana. You see the reaction has been very good from this zone of mine. First reaction, Boom. Second reaction, very strong. The third reaction, again very strong. Fourth reaction has been strong. Yes, the price has been hitting the support level again and again because the overall market sentiment is not good or not strong like the way it was. But when you look at things from a 4-hour perspective, you will completely flip because Solana has been respecting its demand zone and has been reacting nice as well. Whenever you don't see a good reaction from a demand zone, that means that that demand zone has been absorbed. Once the consumption is done, you guys will usually see that demand zone getting inflated or being pierced out, and that gets converted into a resistance. Now, if you guys are looking to accumulate Solana, wait for a pullback. If you guys are not seeing a pullback in Solana, it's currently, I don't think it's a right price or a right time to accumulate Solana. 130 to $135 can act as a very good zone for Solana. Why? Because Solana from its this recent dip has again printed somewhere around 20%. Even if you were accumulating Solana here from somewhere around 130 to $133, you would have easily printed 8% or 10%, which is very good from a swing perspective monthly. Okay. So yeah, the range that I would be looking for, the first range is going to be 130 to $135. 5% dip from here can, make me execute my orders. Or else I'll be waiting for Solana and I'll be waiting for a reaction from this zone of $155. Once I see this getting taken out, that retracement is going to be another zone that I can think about accumulating Solana. As of now, I'll wait for a retracement. That's the same that you guys can think about doing. And yes, these are some altcoins that you guys can watch out. Like I said, this does not mean if I have not covered an altcoin that is not strong or that's not going to perform. Okay, that's all about it. Kindly make sure that you guys are trading safely and managing risk properly. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.